Hello, everyone. Time for another Frank White Friday. I'm back from a wonderful weekend in Washington, D.C., a summit conference on the future of artificial intelligence and humanity. I'm going to talk about that another time. Today, I want to talk about something we haven't touched on very often, and that's the relationship between events here on Earth, the first space community, and the future of large-scale space migration. It's a lot more pleasant to talk about the latter. We can imagine a wonderful future for humanity and all of life and the universe 100 years from now. It's difficult to look at what's happening today and really keep going in our effort to bring peace on Earth and to clear the way for humanity to become a spacefaring civilization. Today, though, I think we have to look at the situation on Earth in a clear way and understand it could have enormous impact on our goals. And I won't go into history, but that has certainly been true in the past. For example, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy pretty much destroyed any possibility of cooperation between the United States and Soviet Union in outer space, although he had advocated it. Now, in particular, I want to focus on one conflict that is reaching a boiling point, and that's Ukraine and Russia. To everyone's surprise, and especially the Russians, Ukraine has invaded Russian territory. They've made rapid advances. Putin is reputedly frustrated, as we might suppose he would be. I will say one thing from history: it's never been a good idea to invade Russia. Others have done it. They have made rapid advances, and then catastrophe has struck. But that's not really my point. My point is Vladimir Putin has stated more than once that if the territorial integrity of Russia is compromised, he has the right to use nuclear weapons. For some reason, nobody takes him seriously. Now, recently, a couple of parliamentarians from Russia have made the same point, that this invasion of Russia by Ukraine raises the specter of using tactical nuclear weapons to repel them. What are we going to do if this happens? It's not something we want to think about, but just imagine if it does tragically occur. The American presidential election will recede into the background. The astronauts who are stuck on the ISS will no longer be a major concern. And even the war in the Middle East will become less of a focus. I have not seen anyone in the United States talk about this. And this seems to happen a lot. There was no talk about an imminent attack before 9/11. There was certainly no talk about Hamas attacking Israel before it happened, and on and on. So the fact that nobody's talking about it doesn't mean they're not concerned in Washington, and doesn't mean it won't happen. We have to redouble our efforts to share the overview effect with everybody on this planet, because it's all about seeing the Earth as a whole with no borders and no boundaries. And yet the major political issues today whether it's in the Middle East or it's in Europe or even the southern border of the United States. These conflicts are around borders and boundaries. So we must redouble our efforts to have this shift in consciousness. And then we have to hope that those who've experienced the shift will become leaders. I don't want to spoil your weekend. There's always hope in the midst of fear. I am hopeful, as always, that humanity will evolve mentally, physically, and spiritually, and we will reach a better place and realize our destiny as citizens of the universe. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend.